next to Bertie whilst he rips up a tissue. It's like his favourite thing to do. Is there anything better for a dog? Okay, darling, don't eat it though. So I'm 17 weeks pregnant now, which means we've made it into trimester 2. Like, I do still feel sick. I started getting these headaches in the last week where I like have to go back to bed. But overall, like, I'm sitting up for one thing, I can walk around, I'm like wearing jeans, which is the first time in 4 months. I've literally lived in like pyjama shorts because I just couldn't have anything, even necklaces, I just couldn't have anything like tight or restrictive on my body. I can go out a bit more as well, like I'm actually meeting some friends for breakfast this morning. So I've already had breakfast because we're meeting at 10:15. I woke up quite early today, like, well, 8:30, like early for me at the moment. I definitely cannot go that long without food, so do breakfast today and I'll still come home and have lunch. Like, I just think you have to surrender to it. Like, even though I feel better now, my body still 100% runs the show. So I'm in the room now, which I'm hoping, like fingers crossed, will be the baby's room. Whilst I've been ill, I just couldn't clean anything, so I just kind of left that as my shit show corner, the dog's tissue. And then we've got like random baby bits shoved in the corner. These are actually from Alfie, which we're hoping will be like new baby's cot. And then we've also got a friend staying with us at the moment, so we've got like a suitcase, golf clubs. Ugh. So yeah, I'm gonna go for breakfast now, and then I was hoping, if I'm feeling okay when I get back, I'm gonna tackle that. Right, that is the first and last time I wear jeans. I feel so uncomfortable. I just feel like in pregnancy and in real life, like, why make yourself uncomfortable in your clothes? It's not going to make you feel good. It's not going to feel nice. Like, literally, look where they've dug in. Poor body. Back to pyjamas. So I've pretty much just laid down on the sofa since I got home. I'm definitely feeling sick again. So it still really comes and goes throughout the day. Toast is like my absolute go-to for a snack. And I can pretty much get through a loaf of this a day. You know, I'm so glad I was in like such a strong recovery before getting pregnant, and that I challenged so many of my fears, because like eating toast in the middle of the day, for example, would have been terrifying for me before, or getting through the amount of bread that I get through now. Like, I would have had rules around like having it at breakfast and then having it at lunch and da-da-da-da-da. Like, it was all just so many rules, and my body just couldn't handle any of that now. Like, I feel like if baby wants bread, baby's getting bread. Right, I need to go and lie down. Look at my little pillow pal. Bert. Good boy, sweetheart. Bit crunchy. Oh. Oh my god, the world's shittest matches. Fuck about. New technique. This is ridiculous. This week I've like just started being able to light my candles again because I can bear the smell, which is so nice. Right, I've just been texting with my friend who's also pregnant. She's about 5 weeks behind us. And the conversations made me think about like body image in pregnancy and like bump comparison, which always seems to happen. Like when I was pregnant with Alfie, there was another pregnant lady in the office and people used to freely compare us to each other, fully without invitation, you know? And you just can't compare. Like, everybody's pregnant body is going to be different, just like non-pregnant bodies are different. So my friend is 12 weeks now, and from what she's saying, it sounds like she's showing a lot quicker. Being prepared for comments, like these people at work that used to compare me and this other lady, they'd literally say like, oh my god, she's tiny, you'd barely even know she's pregnant, like as if it was like something we should be congratulating her for, or like, I was a bit shitter because I looked a bit bigger than this woman. But honestly, it's nothing to do with other people, and it's nothing to do with you either, really. This image of like this perfect like little basketball bump, you know, or like, oh, she looked so neat, she had such a tiny little bump. Ugh. Oh my god, why are we commenting on this? Like, is she okay? Is the baby okay? Are they healthy? Is she well fed? Is the baby doing all right? Yes, okay, great. The shape of your bump, the size of your belly, whatever, it's not a personal achievement or like some form of success. And in some ways I feel like pregnancy is a time when you're just allowed to be whatever size and embrace your body and whatever, which you should be throughout your whole life, by the way. But sometimes I feel like pregnancy gives people like a free ticket to do that. But then also sometimes I do feel like there's some mental pressure on you to have a certain size or shape of bump or body or weight gain or whatever. Like, I feel like it's something you've got to have a wall up to and just be like, whatever. Most important thing is baby, shape and size of its home, nothing to do with me. Betty, what are you doing to her? Right, I've just woken up, so I haven't made the bed yet, and I don't have makeup on, but what I wanted to show is how much the bump changes throughout the day. So my morning bump is so different to my nighttime bump, like at the end of the day, I guess when I've like bloated and whatever. Like literally, it's the same day. I actually haven't even had dinner yet. But yeah. Both of me 17 weeks pregnant. And same in my first trimester. I think that was the most pregnant I've looked actually, because I was taking progesterone and it just made me bloated all the time. And weirdly, that was a comparison I found quite difficult when I was pregnant with Alfie, like comparing my own bump throughout the day. Also, like the weight gain can be difficult because obviously you're going to be gaining more weight than the weight of the baby. So when I go for scans, they tell me like what the baby weighs now, and it will literally be like 1/10 of the weight that I've gained. And my weight just keeps going up like it did with Alfie. There was never a week when I didn't put on weight, and hopefully, like, if this one continues, like it will be with this one too. I will just keep gaining weight now. And if you've got an eating disorder history with like issues with your weight and numbers, like if you've had numbers in your head that are like ceiling numbers, like I will never go over that weight, like you're gonna go over them and you're gonna enter into like new decades of kilos or like new whole BMI points. I think someone's trying to get in. Hello, Squib. Hi, Bertie. Hi, darling. No, don't eat the plant. So I would always say don't weigh yourself at home. Like, I have not owned a set of scales for years. I actually get weighed when I go to see my psychologist. So whether that's like weekly or fortnightly, like whenever I see her, which honestly for me is perhaps a bit too much, but that's kind of what she does, so I don't mind. But yeah, I think you have to cope with like the weight gain, growing out of clothes, your body changing, and there's like this weird in-between period where you might not look like fully pregnant yet all these body changes are happening. And with Alfie, I found it easier to handle them in the 3rd trimester because I was like visibly pregnant, and in some ways looking really pregnant can kind of justify it a bit, but like you have to be okay with it even before that, like when you're in this weird in-between phase. Or maybe you'll show early, like my friend, like she's 12 weeks and she is like visibly pregnant. Also, I find not having much of a bump gives me a lot of anxiety about like, I don't know, is there even anything in there? Like when I go for scans and I see baby on the screen, I'm like, what, is that seriously inside me? Which is amazing, but yeah, I find it hard to believe sometimes. So I'm really looking forward to like movement so that like, I don't know, I've got a bit more of a signal that there is something there, which I think is probably normal in pregnancy anyway, like having some anxiety. And then we've been through, well, this is our 5th pregnancy now, so we've been through like losing a baby and 3 miscarriages. So I haven't actually really spoken about my anxiety in terms of the pregnancy, but that's definitely something else I'm working on, and like why I'm still seeing my psychologist, like coping with pregnancy after experiencing baby loss. And I don't want to be really anxious, like I want to create a nice like calm home, you know, for baby. But yeah, that's definitely an ongoing, like knowing that it's out of my control really, and being able to just like let things be. Again, surrender. Like I just feel like so much of pregnancy is surrender to it. Like eat well, rest, do the couple of things you can, but really there's not much, and the rest just, it isn't up to you, and you just, I don't know, you just have to let it be. Tried to come out to a cafe this morning, still just comes over me so bad, and I just feel so sick. I'm 18 weeks now, like 4.5 months, like why do I still feel so bad? Oh, it's horrible. I feel like a combination of like, I'm gonna pass out, like I feel really shaky, and I'm gonna be sick. Even though I'm not, I know I won't be sick, but I just feel it so bad. I need to drive home now I was gonna go home for lunch, but I was like, oh my god, I can't drive like this. So I got lunch there, and now I'm gonna go home and just lie down again. I feel like if my bar for what's okay is here, I like started here all the time, like no change. And now I maybe like do this, but like I still wouldn't say that's okay. Yeah, because it's better than this, people are like, oh great. Not that I need like sympathy or anything, like I'll do it, I'll get on with it, but it's just a bit invalidating, I think, when people are just so dismissive, like, oh great, you're fine, you're better. And I'm like, oh, yeah, better, but still bad. I think it's really important from an eating disorder perspective that as your pregnancy progresses, any foods you've had aversions to, you introduce them back in as soon as you can. So I'm having porridge with peanut butter and berries, although these are frozen, so I actually do feel a little bit sick this morning, but I'll be okay. I just think eating disorders can be so sneaky, and you don't want to risk any like fears or habits or rules creeping back in. Yum. Gonna come outside to eat it. This is awkward. Obviously it's not your fault if you've had food aversions, but I do think it's like your responsibility to have them again as soon as you can, just so they don't like build up to more than they need to be again. And definitely to avoid, obviously, triggering a relapse. Okay, I'm gonna enjoy my breakfast. Hello, puppy. No. Good boy. Yes, good boy. Equally, I think if you've been really rigid around your food because of like sickness or whatever in trimester 1, that's really important to break. So like I was having grated cheese and mango chutney sandwich every single day because it really helped me stop feeling sick. Like it kind of felt safe sickness wise, but obviously from an eating disorder perspective, having like a safe food is not a good thing. So as soon as you can, like mixing things up a bit, and like for me then having other sandwiches like a tuna sandwich or having a bacon sandwich. Thanks, babes. Or any other type of sandwich. Or something that's not a sandwich. Basically just not accidentally falling back into habits and traps and like behaviour patterns or safe foods or feared foods or avoided foods or anything. Like even if it's unintentional, like break the cycle as soon as you can. Are you smelling something? Right, I'm 20 weeks now, 5 months, which feels absolutely crazy. Little one's in there and we're halfway through. I feel like I've been in quite a lot of denial with this pregnancy, so it's weird to think now like, oh my god, that's halfway. And I also, a month after starting this video, have still not cleaned up that shit show. So some of the things I've noticed in the second trimester, my hair has started falling out. Like when I run my hands through it, I can pull out, like, oh there. My skin hasn't really cleared up all that much. I'm still a bit spotty. And I've started getting like hip and pelvic pain, which I got with Alfie as well. It's like quite painful to walk, so I'm hoping that doesn't get too much worse. And also it seems to be driving Bertie a bit crazy, especially at night time. So when we get into bed, he tries to like burrow in between my legs, and then he's like a bit like aggressive, like he's like bitey and like pulls on the quilt and stuff. Like I don't know what's happening to him, if he can like smell something on me, but yeah, it's a bit weird. My sleep has gotten loads better. I actually sleep about 10 hours a night now, sometimes 12. I wake up for like a couple of wees. Some nights I do still wake up sick, but I can just go and have a slice of toast and then I can get straight back off to sleep, which is so, so nice. And I don't wake up quite as sweaty as well. I do still get quite sweaty in the day. Anyway, like my body's doing a lot, so. Okay, and now to clean this. Right, much better. I I've just come outside for a quick break and I'm hungry, so I've got some avocado on crackers and then I have another job to do. Look how flippin' out of control this plant has become. It's actually just as bad up on the other side as well. So I've done a pretty half-assed job of cleaning that chest of drawers, to be honest. Well, the chest of drawers is clean, but what's happened is a lot of the shit that was on it has now just moved to a new home at the top of the stairs. This happens all the time in our house. I feel like we can't be bothered to take stuff up or down the stairs, so we just like leave it and then hope that in a couple of days it will like somehow make its way down. Oh, look who's here. Right, the job which I need to do now is, so I've bought some new maternity clothes and I need to like integrate them into my drawers and wardrobe. I actually went to quite an expensive place for this. What's it called? Mums and Bumps. As soon as it arrived in like boxes wrapped in tissue paper, I was like, oh my God, I've spent a lot of money. But it's something I was really scared about doing, buying maternity clothes. So I was like, okay, just buy nice stuff and like try and make it as easy as possible for myself. Look at this little boy. He so desperately wants to understand. Maternity clothes? Does that interest you? Probably not. So the reason buying maternity clothes is difficult for me is different to what I'm actually going to talk about. But going through a pregnancy after losing a baby, this is one of the parts that's like become more complicated, and it's just like a bit triggering for me. And also, honestly, I think I've spent most of this pregnancy in total denial. Like, I still don't really believe it and I haven't acknowledged it that much. So like it's something I'm trying to work on now and like make some space for little squiff. But what I wanted to talk about is why it's difficult from an eating disorder perspective. So if you're pregnant with a history of having had an eating disorder, like seeing your body change and get bigger and having to let go of smaller clothes and buy in bigger clothes is difficult to cope with. But the thing is, you are going to grow out of your clothes, and you should. Like, to have a healthy pregnancy, your body will change, your old clothes will be too uncomfortable or just straight out won't fit, and you need bigger clothes to grow into. I just think it's not an achievement to stay in pre-pregnancy clothes during a pregnancy. Like, it's actually an alarm. Like, what is wrong? Oh, good boy. Yeah, you're so good. Oh, that's so nice. That's in my eye. Thanks, darling. Good boy. I feel like if this is difficult for you, putting away your non-pregnancy clothes can be helpful. Like, you don't need them. Just put them in a suitcase somewhere. That's what I'm going to do now. I guess I'm trying to like embrace this pregnancy a bit more, and it's like embrace your body as well. Like, let your body change. It's lovely, thank you. Like, it's a good thing, it should be changing, and it's not up to you or anyone, it's up to your body. So just respect your body, let it do its thing and dress it comfortably. So I'm getting rid of my jeans first. And the things I bought are like leggings. I probably need to stand up to show them properly. And the leggings are flipping huge. They like come right up to your bra line. And then I bought some really nice tops, t-shirts. This one says Mama nursing t-shirts. Hopefully I will use this time. Actually, some of the nursing stuff is hilarious. It's actually got like little zips so that you can get your boob out. And like breastfeed through your top. I showed Bren, who was like, ooh, boob access. Not for you. This dress is nursing as well. It's got like a zip going down the boobs. Oh, this one's got boob access too. Oops. Oh, I'm talking about boob access.
You were like a little kid caught doing something naughty there. You were like,
look at that, Bren. Good dive right in.
Yeah, that's a 10.5, isn't it? Fuck about.
I know.
They, like, your movement?
Yeah, I think a little bit.
You flutters, it flutters.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
flutters. It's not like full kicks where I can see it, so I'm always like,
I don't think you get that.
I imagine
20
that.
weeks. You get full kicks you can see in 20 weeks?
I don't know if you get that at 20 weeks. I think you can feel it by now. I felt it by 20 weeks with Alfie.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been feeling this for weeks, but...
Yeah. Well, must be good.
Hopefully, little squid.
Boy, hi, boy, hi, boy, boy, boy. Hi, boy, boy, boy. What are you doing, Eddie? Starting moving him out.
I'm moving my small clothes out, my maternity clothes in.
Is that warm now?
No. Look at Beyonce in the drawer. Right, I'm actually going to hang the dresses up, so I'll just put the tops in a drawer. I think another thing is to like ignore other people's comments and even your own expectations. Like, I've definitely heard people say like, oh, I just stayed in my normal clothes throughout my pregnancy, and I'm literally like, is your baby okay? And also, it just doesn't matter. Like, I'm not that person, and my body is going to need to change more than that. So yeah, allow it, like, not judge it, embrace it, and dress it comfortably. Right, I'm 24 weeks pregnant now, actually nearly 25 weeks. And I'm just about to go to yoga. So I've been doing it again for about a month. Started again about 5 months pregnant. And I was so scared to go back, like honestly so nervous going to a class because I'd just been so ill. I was just so scared of being sick. It's happened with loads of things as well. Like the first time I walked the dog, again probably about 5 months pregnant, I was like, Bren, you have to come with me. I like only wanted to walk him just to the end of the path so I could like still see the house. I like took my phone with me. I was just so scared, like, what if I just have to lie down in the middle of the path? What if I can't make it home? Like, even now in yoga, like I still do a lot of I'll just do child pose, and I also have to take a packet of crisps in with me because of when I feel nauseous, which there's another girl in the class who's always like, oh, we've got your crisps, and I'm like, yep. This is what's happening. I just feel like I'm operating at a really reduced capacity of what I can normally do. And like, that's okay. I don't need to be forcing myself to live my like normal routine because I'm not there right now. Like, I'm in a different body at the moment and it's got really different needs. I kind of feel like I've just got to respect that and like slow things down. Like, I only really do about one thing a day at the moment. I feel like quite overwhelmed if I do more than that, and can feel ill again, or I'll like leave early from things or cancel things if I'm too tired or can't handle it. I kind of feel like I want to do stuff, like I like being able to be out and I like moving my body at yoga, but I just have to do it all at quite like reduced capacity and just respect my body, really, like respect my limits. Right, yoga. I feel like I bought all these beautiful maternity clothes and yet I still just want to wear leggings and checkered shirts all the time. Yes, good boy. Hello, my darling. Hello, sweetheart. Your slipper? Bertie's been playing with the slipper all morning. So we've made it to 25 weeks. Yay. And actually last week I posted on like Facebook and Instagram and whatever about little squiff, which I was so worried about doing. I had like this weird thing in my head that I kind of would have been tempting fate or like cause something bad to happen. But then I thought, well, even if something bad does happen, like this little baby is already a part of our family and always will be, and kind of like deserves to exist like beyond me and Bren or the few people that we've told. So I feel a lot better about having done it, and it feels a bit more real now as well. Like, I think it's helped a lot with my denial. Also, actually, my dad came to stay a couple of weeks ago and he bought this little comforter toy, which is so cute. Holds the dummy in its little hands. So sweet. And this really helped as well because it's the first present or thing that we've had just for this baby. Like, everything else we own is Alfie's. So before I finish this video, I wanted to share a couple of like resources which have helped me. Now, I need to be quite careful about which ones I use because some of them can be quite triggering after having lost Alfie. Well, I actually use the Pregnancy After Loss support app, PALS, which has been really nice for me. But there are lots that aren't loss related, like what other ones have I got? Baby Centre, Ovia Pregnancy, What to Expect. I do like an app. 25 weeks now, we're the size of a... What? I don't even know what that is. A rutabaga. What the shit is that? I think that must be an American name. Do you know what it is? A turnip? Right, I've just had to Google it, and yeah, a rutabaga is a turnip. But anyway, I do love these apps so much, but I think be careful sometimes because when they talk about like weight and stuff, so in, which one's this in? The Baby Centre app, at 20 weeks, the very first one is weight gain. And it says, feeling cramped, it's no wonder. The top of your uterus is now level with your belly button and you may have gained around 10 pounds. Okay, this was at 20 weeks and I had gained more than that at this stage. So just be careful if you're reading these. Like, don't be like, oh, shit, I've gained too much weight. Like, your body needs to do what your body needs to do. It's not an app. Expect to gain another pound or so each week from now on. If you started your pregnancy underweight, you may need to gain a bit more. I'm really glad it said that, because you do. If you start underweight, you have to gain more weight than this like expected, whatever the fuck that is, weight gain. So yeah, your body's not a chart. Like, just let your body do what it needs to do. And these apps are great for like learning about the baby and your symptoms and stuff like that. But personally, I'd say be careful on the weight gain and food and eating, tips in the app, because they're also not designed for an eating disorder audience. There are also a couple of podcasts I really love. So this one, Happy Mum, Happy Baby. And then this one by Jessie Ware is called Is It Normal? It kind of tracks pregnancy week by week. I actually can't listen to this one really, like it's very triggering for me. People write in with like their worries and I don't know, it just, this one gets to me a little bit. But that's because of losing Alfie. Like, I don't know, it might have been fine from my pregnancy with him. I'll put these all in the like notes below the video as well. But I also loved this episode of Happy Place with Frankie Bridge. Frankie is so honest about her pregnancy and having like antenatal depression, basically hating pregnancy. And I just don't think that is spoken about enough. Like, I feel like there's an expectation in pregnancy that you should just be so grateful and so happy and so in love with your baby. And if you feel anything other than those things, it is like, oh my God, what is wrong with you, you monster? But honestly, for the first for at least the first 4 months of pregnancy, if not the first 5, probably with both Alfie and this baby, I literally wanted to rip my skin off. Like, I felt so ill, I couldn't bear being in my body. It was horrible. And especially after like losing a baby and just having recurrent loss, I feel like I should just be so grateful for being pregnant. Like, I can never complain. But like, you can feel both. Like, I can be grateful for being pregnant and hate the fact that I feel like I'm dying. She also talks about realizing she had an eating disorder from being pregnant because she just wanted food so much during her pregnancy, and it showed her like how many rules she must have had around food before she was pregnant. I can really see how that could happen for people. Like, your body is just so out of control during pregnancy, like not out, like beyond your control. And you need to just surrender to it. Like, it's none of your business. Your body needs to do what it needs to do, which honestly is an always thing. Like, it's not just pregnancy which justifies you needing to eat, needing to give your body what it wants, needing to like listen to your body and nourish it and not judge it. And it's dangerous to use pregnancy as a justification for being able to like look after your body, because what are you going to do when you're no longer pregnant? So yeah, I love that Frankie spoke about that in that podcast. In terms of Instagram, I don't think I've really got any recommendations. I don't know that I follow any pregnancy accounts. I would just say be careful on Instagram. Like, anything you find yourself comparing to, or like they've got the most perfect bump, why is my bump not perfect, or their life and pregnancy looks so perfect and great, or whatever, like, just be careful around comparison on Instagram. Had to get some crisps because shock, I feel sick. Right, I have everything crossed to make it to 3rd trimester, please. If we do, I'll make another video, and I'm also going to make a pregnancy after loss video, because I had no idea how headfucky, I want to call it, a experience it was going to be. But for whatever reason you're watching this video, lots of love,